Hello everybody, welcome back to Overwatch Champions. My name is Odin, and today we're going to take a look at another payload map, Dorado. Thanks to all the feedback we received from you guys, we're going to change the format a bit to cover attack in one video and defense in another for the rest of our map series so that we can cover the information a little bit better. We'll also be taking a look at the new map Eichenwald once more details are available. Last week, we put out our first hero guide featuring Reinhardt, and I'd like to hear what you guys want to see next. Tell me in the comments who our next hero guide should cover. So let's just jump right in here with the defense. We'll break down each point individually as well as some suggested setups. The first point, much like any other payload map, is a sort of no man's land. In general, the first stretch on most of these maps belong to the attacking team, since if you push up too far, you risk being flanked and losing most of your team, suffering a huge overall loss due to the respawn distance. Especially true on Dorado, where you respawn very far away. With that in mind, there are two common spots to set up, on top of the balcony and right in the archway. Symmetra and Junkrat are actually quite popular picks in this choke, and I suspect with the recently announced Genji nerf, they will also see more play, so don't be afraid to try them here. Reinhardt is almost always a necessity on defense, especially on the first point, and the DPS and support roles are pretty flexible here, but I would recommend either Zarya or Roadhog as your off-tank if you plan to play in the choke. Holding this choke usually starts at the corner, and your objective is to try and stall them as much as possible in the archway. If you have a Junkrat, the constant barrage of grenades from small room makes it difficult for the attackers to push, and they'll often be looking to speed through the chokes to try to bypass that, so keep a trap handy if this happens. They're going to want to push you in small room regardless of what DPS you're playing, so just be careful. Playing on the balcony also allows you to safely get some early damage in, but it's important to remember that there is a flank route around the right that goes all the way to the back of sight, and below to the left that allows them to get up the stairs behind you. In addition, it's safest to drop back before the payload gets too close so that you can still spread out around the choke, watching the high ground and spamming DPS in the archway, so it'll give you solid control of the point. Symmetra might want to put her teleporter right around here. Second point is a little bit less straightforward, and you want to control the high ground. This is really key here. By moving through the bank up the stairs, you can make your way to the catwalk and control the balcony of church. Using this position can help to open up a chance to drop down before the first bend, although it's usually good to wait until they're just in front of the church steps. Utilizing a standard drop down strategy with Reinhardt ult, or whatever else you have available. It's important to note that Junkrat and Symmetra should be switched off immediately after losing the first point, so while playing on the balcony you probably want any combination of Soldier, Reaper, McCree, or Pharah, and Roadhog's effectiveness is a little bit dulled here due to the awkwardness of the high hook angles. So Zarya or Winston might be a better choice here, although D.Va is also a pretty good choice thanks to her defense matrix making dropdowns much safer. After winning a team fight, it's crucial to reset to the high ground as fast as possible. Be wary of flankers, however, coming through the church, and just try to always have an eye on that. Once the attackers have pushed past the bridge on the payload, the high ground is no longer quite as effective to put your whole team on. Instead, leaving 1 or 2 DPS and defending on the streets with the rest of your team is what you want to do. Be careful of flankers coming from the courtyard while your backs are turned, as it can be pretty deadly to deal with an attack from both sides like that. The last point also utilizes high ground. While the payload is still near the gate, you want to be pushed out along the bridge with Reinhardt's shield, allowing your team to build ultimates by quickly firing down on the attackers. As they get closer, backing up to the catwalk and preparing to drop down on them once again in a standard formation is very effective. Playing safe and close together like this on defense can be really hard for the attackers to handle, and almost any lineup is effective here, though I do say sticking to the core of Reinhardt and Zenyatta or Mercy and Lucio is still recommended. Once the attackers push the payload past the bridge, this point kind of becomes pure chaos. You're basically fighting as a wave from spawn against the attacking team, and regaining control of the battle once you get wiped is almost impossible. Switching to heroes that have good staying power and the ability to delay the payload, such as D.Va or Tracer, is a really good idea here, but just keep in mind if you do actually secure the payload and start to push it back, you should think about switching back to another hero that might be a little bit more suitable for fighting in a team fight. Alright, that's all for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep up to date, leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel. You can also see our previous episodes right down here. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter at BreakTheGameNet. For live updates on all of our videos in progress and the results of all of our polls, head over to our Twitter. Alright guys, I hope this video has helped you out, and if you follow all these tricks, you too can become an Iron Curtain on Dorado. Get out there and be the hammer.